Hey, what's up guys? Jamie G back here again. Thanks very much for joining me in today's video. And if you are new to my channel, I cover internet marketing, affiliate marketing, how to get started online, and pretty much everything digital. So if that's of interest to yourself, don't be shy. Just hit the subscribe button, the bell icon to stay up to date with everything I'm going to be putting out. Having said that, what I'm going to be covering today is computer stuff. No, joking. Look, it's one of the few things as digital marketers that we really truly own, because everything's, in the cloud and all that sort of stuff. And I'm talking about an autoresponder. And if you don't have one already, or you're considering changing, I'm going to go through what I consider to be one of the best ones out there and just go show you the one that I use for my business and why I think it's one of the best ones out there. So without further ado, let's jump into it. I will see you guys on the inside. Hey, welcome back guys. Thanks very much for joining me. So what we're looking at here is GetResponse, okay? And just going back to my earlier comment, basically GetResponse, in my opinion, is one of the better autoresponder programs out there, quite simply because of the range of tools that you get, the value for money, the deliverability, which is super important. If you are advertising affiliate products, you obviously want to make sure that when you're sending these emails, that they do actually land in the inbox, not in the junk folder or spam. And overall, just I guess the value for money in terms of whether you're growing a list, you've already got a massive list already, or you're just completely starting out and you don't have a list, you don't even know what a list is. So let's just start with that one first of all. A list is basically a list, funnily enough, of email subscribers, or it can be also SMS or messenger bot subscribers as well. But specifically what I'm looking at today is emails. And essentially what you're looking at doing is growing the amount of people on your list, email subscribers, and that way when you send an email to them, you can actually automate that entire process. So you might be looking at giving away something like, I know for my website, I give away one of my training courses. So if you are interested in checking that out, have a look at jamie-g.com. In the description below, and there'll be a button there you can press and get that for free basically. And what I'm doing is I'm incentivizing you giving me your email address, and I'm offering some sort of value in return. So that's basically what a lot of people do. You can also just have them on your blog. If you don't have a website yet, it is something that you will need at some point as a digital marketer. It's just one of the few things that we own. And I just want to touch on that subject a little bit as well, because what I mean by that is, let's take, for argument's sake, that you have a Facebook group and you've got a very interactive Facebook group. And for argument's sake, once again, let's say that you've got, say, 5,000 people in there, which is a really solid number. And hopefully you're getting good engagement. And every time you put up a post, you get lots of likes and comments and all shares and all that sort of stuff. And everything's going really super good. But one of the problems is that you don't own anything. You all you do is you're just a moderator or an admin on your own group. So if Facebook come along and they say, Mr. Jamie, we do not like the content that you're producing, they can just go, and your whole group and the whole work that you put into growing this part of your business is completely gone. And a similar basis, let's look at, say, even here, YouTube, for example. I mean, I'm creating this video and I'm hoping that a whole bunch of people will watch this and get some value out of it. But in the end, I don't own that. I don't own this video. I own the content that I've produced on the video. But if YouTube just decide, Mr. Jamie, we don't like what you're doing, same thing again, I don't own that. So therefore, one of the few things that you can own is, well, your own website. But then again, your hosting could blow up, but that's solvable. That's not a massive issue. But again, one of the main things that you do own and you can own is your own email list. So even if, for whatever reason, let's say you make some colossal error and the autoresponder you're with, and this has actually happened to me, unfortunately, I learned the hard way. If they just decide that they don't like what you're producing anymore, they can just kill your account. But you can actually take all your leads, all those email addresses that you've produced, and put them in another autoresponder. It's that easy. In fact, it's not easy. It's actually a pain in the butt. But the point being is that it is something that you own. And the reason why this is so important is because you can engage with your audience. You can keep sending them things, I guess, to build your own brand. Like in my case, I'm going to try and send people to these videos if I feel like going to be helpful for them. If there's things I find online, sometimes I actually send them to other people's videos. I sort of elicit clicks for different things depending on what I'm doing at any given moment. But I try to basically build that relationship with my readers. And like I say, as a digital marketer, it doesn't matter if you're in e-commerce or affiliate marketing or any form of online marketing at all, you are going to need an autoresponder at some point. So anyway, right, like I say, I use GetResponse, and if you are interested, there is a 30-day trial available for GetResponse. I do highly recommend it. Click the link below, check it out, see what you think yourself. You've got really nothing to lose if you don't like it at the end of the 30 days. So we're just on GetResponse here, and the reason why I like them, and actually before I go ahead, sorry, I'm just going to circle back there. I did mention about how I got banned from one of the autoresponders. So very hard lesson for me to learn. I probably should have just read the terms and conditions a little bit better. But when I was with MailChimp, don't get me wrong, if you are just starting out, especially for things like e-commerce, MailChimp is absolutely amazing. They have really powerful segmentation tools, and you can have it completely free of charge up to 2,000 emails, I think it is, from memory. So what happened in my case is that I had I think 2 e-commerce stores at the time that I'd been working on simultaneously, and so therefore I was building a list and sending discounts and whatnot to try and promote my e-commerce stores. And basically anyone that would arrive on my sites, I would have a pop-up, they would enter their thing, get a discount, and obviously ideally buy, right? So I had I think about 501 list, maybe 800 in another. So I was doing pretty well, like from a small standpoint, not really well compared to some of the big guns, but for me, it was still 1,300 subscribers to my various lists, and I was pretty happy about that. What happened was I wasn't aware that as part of MailChimp, you can't actually send your affiliate offers to the list at all. In fact, it's completely against their rules. So what did I do? I went and pretty much decided, oh, great, I've got this fantastic product. I think it's going to help my list. I can't wait to send it. Wrote this nice email, put my affiliate link in there, hit send, and less than, I think, 8 hours later, dear Mr. Gardner, thank you for being with MailChimp for so long. However, we've found that you've broken our terms and conditions, and here's a link to download your list, but you're no longer welcome. So my account was completely banned, pretty much. So very hard lesson to learn. Point being that, yes, an autoresponder is super important. Yeah, and you probably just will have to spend some cash, okay? Because again, coming back to GetResponse, you can send anything pretty much. The spam and all that sort of stuff, and the ICANN rules, all that sort of stuff is on you, and you do need to make sure that that's up to date. You're not meant to spam people, and of course, I don't spam people, but the point being is that if you are doing affiliate marketing, you will need to get something like GetResponse or Aweber or whatever the case may be there as well. So. Alrighty. Anyway, that was my experience. Oh, plus the other thing with MailChimp, one of my clients still uses it for their e-commerce store, and I think they're at about 2,500 subs or something like that at the moment, meaning that every time they do go to send an email, it costs quite a considerable amount of money. I think it's around about $100 per send, which is just phenomenally expensive. It's just unbelievable. So I've been encouraging them to move over, and I'm hopefully they're going to get them onto GetResponse as well. So anyway, I'm rambling. Apologies. Radio. This one on GetResponse. One of the things I wanted to discuss is it's an email marketing platform first and foremost. So the technology that I put behind that is amazing. You can have it's like a drag and drop email builder there. The other thing is the automation. That's the really important part. So when you're first starting out, you probably won't have any automation. You won't need to have any automation to start with. But of course, when you start developing your own products, you're going to need to segment people into a buyers list. Once you have people that actually open an email, you might want to segment them into another people that not only open, but they are known to click. You segment them into another part of your list as well. That way you've got different segmentations and you can send them different things. And it could be other things like they haven't opened an email in the last 40 days, 20 days, 80 days, et cetera, et cetera. And you're trying to re-establish a relationship with those readers. So you might send them a different type of material, different content than you would for people that open every day, So therefore, that's one idea. Landing pages. Now, one of the great things about, I guess, having a tool like this is that you don't need all this other stuff. Now, I've had accounts with ClickFunnels. I've got accounts with Builderall. I love testing stuff. I love trialing different software. I actually use Thrive Architect at the moment as well, which is for WordPress, absolutely amazing stuff. Just due to the, I guess, how much you can customize your landing pages and different sequences, things like that. So again, if you're just after something really basic, you can actually produce really nice landing pages through here as well. And again, this is just through the one account. If you do upgrade, they also have a webinar option as well. So it means that your entire marketing funnel essentially can go in one place through webinars. And yeah, it's pretty damn cool. Now, in terms of pricing, it's not the end of the world. I'm just going to click over here and then I'll show you inside my account as well. So in later videos, what I'm actually going to go through is some of the tools that you can use, which I think are amazing. Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, that's right. So you can start from $15 a month. You know, we're not talking something that breaks the bank. And like I say, you get email automation as well, so you can segment your list. You don't get webinars with the basic package. You do get landing pages. There is, you know, a few other things and whatnot that you do get there. And like I say, it obviously just automatically bumps itself up depending on how many people you've got in your list. I'm pretty sure I must be on this one because actually, no, that's a lie because I don't have 5,000, but I must be somewhere between 2.5 to 5 because my last bill, I think, was in that tier. So let's just see what that one there. It must automatically tier up, I think, depending on what you're on. That's interesting. Maybe I just got billed for something different then. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, so not a huge investment anyway. That's the point I'm getting to. So I'm just going to go and log in. Just going to show you guys through a couple of things. All right, so I'm just going to go through and have a look at some of these things here. Alrighty, so we're just under contacts at the moment. Now, contacts is basically your lists. So you can make as many as you want in there. I've just broken mine up into different things that I use them for, or different purposes, I should say. So it might be that you're promoting something in dog care or dog training, dog grooming, for argument's sake, and then you might have another list for cat grooming, and obviously you don't want to intermingle those on the same. I mean, with mine, I've obviously got you know, 750 odd here, there's 200 there, and a lot of these are just from things like people that open. I also quite actively scrub my list. Now what that means is that you'll find that after a while, it doesn't matter how good your content is, doesn't matter how well thought out your emails are, some people just do not open them, and it could be that it goes straight to spam. It could be that they gave you a burner email address that they never even bother looking at, or it could be that it's purely just inertia. They see your name, they don't like you for whatever reason, they just delete it as soon as the email comes in the inbox. In which case, I guess as email marketers, I mean, some people don't bother doing this. Some people just leave their list as it is, and means that their open rates are usually pretty crap. But what I do is I actually go through and I will delete the ones that aren't opening, or the ones that sometimes they bounce, meaning that the inbox is full, or like I say, they've moved address, so they might have given their work email address and that's no longer valid. So there's all these things there, and basically what I do is go through and there's different services you can use to work out, I guess, the quality of the emails that you've got on your list, and then you can just delete the ones that are crap. So yes, it will bring the overall size of your list down, but I think it's quite important to, I guess, maintain the integrity of your list as well. Some people will argue the other way, and they will say that it'll be that one time when someone hasn't opened an email from you for X amount of months, and they'll come along and just go, yeah, okay, cool, I want to have a look at that now, and they'll click on your affiliate link or whatever and buy your product. So that's the counter argument to that. I personally don't subscribe to that because, like I say, I mean, I'd rather just have my list clean and have the open rates improve as a result of that. So anyway, that's contacts, and I'm just going to go through the next pages to show you guys a couple of the different tools that you can use on the next page as well. Alrighty, so we're just under newsletters now, which is under email marketing there. And yeah, hopefully you guys don't laugh at my horrendous open rates. So if you're in the MMO or make money online niche, what you'll find is that a lot of the people on these lists are just burnt out. They're getting the same emails from a multitude of different marketers. There's, you know, if you have a look at your own inbox, I think I read a stat a while back, might have been from Digital Marketer, actually, come to think of it. And apparently the average person gets something like 147 emails per day, which is just, it kind of blows your mind. You think if you're just a little old marketer and you're just trying to send an email about you know, buying the latest product that you've done a review on or whatever, then of course you're competing with everyone else. So basically, when you're sending these emails, usually you'll find there's a pattern. It'll start off quite strong. sometimes 20, 30%. And even then, I don't think that's that great, to be honest. And then you'll just see it drop, 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 drop. Whereas I know some of my clients will send an email, will draft up something really nice. And I think the best one we ever did was, I think it was 68% open rate for a client, but some people probably do better than that. I have no idea, but yeah, there's a few of them in here which I'm not overly proud of. In fact, I've even got as low as 1% before. Some of them, I mean, I'm not overly concerned about that, mainly because I know factually I don't have a link in that particular email anyway. But yeah, obviously I need to do some homework in terms of getting this particular list anyway. So there you go. These are all just my random thoughts that I send my list from time to time. I don't send these ones every day. Having said that, I also have autoresponders for different lists, and usually the stats for those are a lot better. In fact, I think there's one sitting at about 54% open rates just for one email. The rest are kind of sitting around 20 to 40%, something like that. So those ones, and it depends what I'm doing as well. Sometimes I'll just test different things. Like this is, for me, this whole list here that I'm looking at is a complete throwaway list. I test different things. I test open rates. I test, headlines, I should say, subject lines, whatever. I test different ways that the email, I guess, is structured in terms of whether it's really skinny or chunky or different size text. I test all sorts of stuff to see what's going to get a bit of an advantage there as well. So yeah, it's probably more of a testing ground than anything. And as you can see, I'm not that regular with my contact. 5th of October, 9th of October, it's not. I'm not doing it every day with this particular list. So, but as having said that, my autoresponders, which is something that if someone opts into my list, I will just send them an email every day, basically, hey, how's it going? And I try and build as much value, and that's why with those ones, I usually have a pretty strong open rate by comparison to some of these newsletter ones that I do send out. So anyway, that's just a very basic, rough overview of GetResponse. Like I say, I absolutely love this because the segmentation that you can get, which is oops, where did I go there? Sorry, the automation sequence. I'm probably going to do a separate video on that as well, and just show you some of the tools. But anyway, that's it. Just a rough overview of GetResponse. Do your homework though, as there's a whole bunch of them out there. I personally love GetResponse. Like I say, just recapping, the open rates seem to be better, but more importantly, the deliverability of GetResponse compared to some of the other ones that I've used, at least anyway, seems to be better. And I think just for the value for money, it is something that as marketers we all do need, because that is one of the few things that you do own. So if you are interested in that 30-day trial, feel free to hit the button below here. And yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to go through, just a bit of a recap on GetResponse. So thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Once again, my name is Jamie G, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.